Okay, let's answer this question number 41. One group pushing for change, another powerful stakeholder resist. What to do? I think very interesting question this. I told you, I always make sure that I work, I, I take decisions in consultation with the project sponsor. The project sponsor is the guy who is next to the Bin Laden. So he is the one who is supporting me to the project execution, find resources, find the finances, talk to Bin Laden, and things like that. I mean, he's very important to me. Now look at this. During a project's planning session, a construction professional is tasked by the project stakeholders to explore an innovative construction technique that could potentially reduce materials and costs. The project sponsor, on the other hand, is resistant to adopting novel approach given that it will require changes in established working process. Companies have their own established working processes. So if you are changing it, you got to be very careful. So consequently, unpredictable delays and risk could happen. Yes, this is a possibility. So what should the construction professional do in response to this situation? It's a very interesting question. My answer is D. Why I selected D? That's the question. It is the best answer. That is, address the concerns of the sponsor and get their buy-in for whatever decision is going to be made. This is very important concept. You must get your sponsor's buy-in. Sponsor is important. Sponsor is next to your boss, I told you. So it's important that you don't antagonize this man. This is the most appropriate PMP style answer because the problem is really a stakeholder alignment issue, not just a technical innovation issue. The stakeholders want innovation, yes. The sponsor is worried about process change, delays, and risks because sponsor is responsible ultimately to the company. If you fail in the project, he cannot blame Nihal failed and all that. No, sponsor is responsible for that as well. The project manager or construction professional should not blindly follow one side. You must balance. The right response is to understand the sponsor's concern. You must study why he is resisting and then discuss risks and benefits with him and build support for the final decision. So you get the support of the sponsor to do your final decision. So why D is the best? Actually, it shows good stakeholder engagement and balanced decision making. Balanced decision making is very important for a project manager. You need everybody to support you. So you must try to buy in everybody. Maybe it is not possible, but to the extent possible, you must try to get the buy-in. Always listen to the sponsor's concerns. Evaluate the innovation properly. Okay, you are innovative man, but you must evaluate your innovation properly. Explain benefits and risks. You should be able to explain. This is the advantage of using this particular new methodology. And these are the risks. And secure sponsor buy-in before moving forward. So always you get your sponsors buy-in. That is strong PMP thinking. What the PMP thinking is? Engage key stakeholders. Key stakeholders. Power and influence is important. Manage resistance and align decisions with project objectives and governance. If I look at the other answers, the second best answer is C, is the closest alternative, but it is still weaker. Looking at more innovative options may be useful, but it does not solve the real problem, which is sponsor resistance. You must solve that problem first. If the sponsor is not aligned, more options may just create more confusion. So why the others are weaker? A is too passive and too political. That is, adhere to the traditional plan since the project sponsor has the highest power among all stakeholders. It is very traditional, very political decision because you are supporting a sponsor for something because of something else. Yes, the sponsor is important, but the PM should not just obey without addressing the issue properly. Answer B is also wrong because the project manager should not simply side with other stakeholders and ignore sponsor concerns. I told you, you should not antagonize your sponsor. That can create conflict and weak governance. Yeah, if you are not going along with your sponsor, your governance mechanism will become weak and there will be always conflicts. Even to good things, a sponsor might oppose. That is human nature. If I give you a simple industry example, in a building project, the team wants to use modular wall panel to reduce material waste and speed up work. The sponsor worries that the site team has never used them before and that installation errors may cause delays. The right response is to discuss the risks, training needs, and likely benefits with the sponsor and get agreement before deciding. So, in a project which I handled as a structural engineer, or that I advised Bin Laden what to do uh, in Hatta housing project. This housing project is very far away from Dubai. I mean, close to Oman. So when they came up with the proposal, Bin Laden called me and said, Nihal, I'm worried about this project because this is far away from Dubai and there will be a lot of logistic costs involved. Try to find a better solution with better material and reduce costs. So I said, okay, sir. I took about 2 weeks. I studied the situation. Yes, his concern was right because Hatta is in the border of Oman and Dubai. So it's a far away. So I suggested that we'll go for the precast housing panels for the walls and the roof. And I contacted one of the best precast manufacturers and asked them to give a proposal and the cost. They gave us a fantastic proposal with a very competitive cost. And I called the estimating manager and told him, and I convinced him that you go with this particular proposal and it makes a much better offer and it's competitive. And I'm sure that you will win this project if you go with this particular proposal. Yes, when the tender was opened, Bin Laden was the lowest. But the difference between Bin Laden price and the second lowest was about 25 million dirhams. Bin Laden was concerned. He called for another meeting. Me, my estimating manager, and sponsor, all these people. Ask, Nihal, what did you do? I said, boss, still I would say that you will make another 50 million dirham profit minimum from this. Just go ahead. Don't worry about this difference. that difference, our estimating manager has taken all the risks into consideration. So he's also gone for the competitive price because we wanted this project. So go ahead, and I'm 100% sure that you will get minimum of 50 million dirhams profit. So that type of situation, I did not antagonize my sponsor. I did not upset my uh, boss, Bin Laden, and at the same time, even the estimating manager, I supported them. I explained them advantages, benefits, and the risks as well. So they understood and they took the decision. So this is how one party is pushing for change, the other stakeholders might resist, but you got to buy in all the important stakeholders, key stakeholders. Let us take a road project. Engineers suggest recycle asphalt to save cost and improve sustainability. The sponsor is concerned about long-term performance and approval risks. The project manager should address these concerns with evidence, profit, pilot results, and risk controls rather than forcing the ideas through. So he should not say that I'm an expert and I have already done the research and you better take it. No, you must convince your stakeholders and you must convince your sponsor. Sir, this is the advantage. This is the latest technology. That is why we should go for it. Like that, you win your sponsor and the stakeholders. So let us take, even this happened in Kuala Lumpur because I was the construction manager at that time for airside work, and we used polymer modified asphalt in particular in that particular runway construction. And of course, this polymer modified asphalt gave us an advantage in cost and material as well. So we hired an expert, a PhD holder on the polymer modified this asphalt business, and we make him in charge of the asphalt plant. And we used his knowledge, expertise to convince others using this uh, polymer modified asphalt for the runway. We have more advantages than the risks. Now, you know, Kuala Lumpur International Airport is still operating in the same runway. Of course, they may have done their maintenance part, but we took the decision to change that mixed design. So I'll give you another example. In a hospital project, the stakeholders want to use a new prefabricated MEP system to reduce on-site labor, because there is a method by which that you fabricate or assemble all the components of a piping or whatever the system and come and fix it one time. You don't do connections. That will reduce the number of labor that you need. The sponsor worries that the procurement and installation process will disrupt established workflows, because before they were using their own manpower, taking all the components, assembled together on the site and do the job. So they are used to that. But now this is innovative way of doing it. The PM should bring the sponsor into the evaluation, address the risks and gain buy-in for whichever decision is chosen. So I hope this is very clear with my examples, and you might come up with this type of situations more often than not. So at such times, you got to solve your problems like this. This is fully aligned with PMBOK concepts. This is the advantage. Thank you.